doesn't set for weeks in the summer and doesn't rise in the winter. A place where people travel by dog sled and watch the northern lights dance in the sky. This place is called Alaska. Alaska is a beautiful place full of nature and cultural traditions and a way of life unlike anywhere else in the country. Today we are going to talk about Alaska's unique climate and the natural beauty there, and the native cultures that have shaped it for years, and lastly, what modern life is like and the challenges, as well as the remote part of Alaska. As someone who's lived in the state, I just want to share some information about it and tell you about it. Alaska's climate is full of extremes. So like I stated, in the summer, it's daylight 24/7, and in the winter, it's night 24/7. These two terms are called, for the summer it's called midnight sun and polar night for the winter. These unusual light cycles can affect mood, sleep, and daily life. Many Alaskans have to adjust to this, and they use blackout curtains, sun lamps, and also take a lot of vitamins. So this, like in the winter especially, because if you're not getting enough sun, it can lead to depression, and it's important to always talk to people as well and be active. The winters in Alaska are very cold, and in some towns such as Fairbanks and Barrow, it can get up to negative 50 degrees. And in the more southern coastal areas, it can be a bit milder. In most areas over the state, it's always over the year, it's always covered in snow. Alaska is home to many amazing natural sights, such as the Northern Lights. The Northern Lights are these colorful lights that are either green, blue, sometimes purple, that are in the night sky, and these are powered by solar energy. And there are over 100,000 glaciers in Alaska, and Alaska is also part of the Ring of Fire, and the Ring of Fire basically means that there is active volcanoes and earthquakes. Although some of these things sound very extreme, Alaska's environment is deeply influenced by this culture and the people who have lived there for thousands of years. Long before Alaska became part of the United States, it was home to many indigenous people, and many of them remain there still today. These groups include the Inuit, the Yupik, and Tlingit people, and there are many more. These groups each have their own language, culture, and living styles. Many native Alaskans still hunt for their own food, as well as gather food and harvest. This helps them stay connected to their tradition, heritage, and culture. And in Alaska, there are many totem poles around, as well as masks and a lot of beadwork. And these reflect cultural stories and their beliefs. And many of the elders in Alaska share stories to their young generation to keep these traditions and their culture alive. While these traditions remain strong, modern day Alaska presents both challenges and opportunities for many people across the state. Living in Alaska can be very different from living in the lower 48 states, and most of Alaska is remote. Many towns aren't connected by any road systems, and many people's neighborhoods are thousands of miles apart from each other. Often people travel by bush planes, snowmobiles, or boats to get around. And this isolation does bring challenges, as well as food and supplies are very expensive due to them having to be flown in. In some villages, milk can cost up to $10 per gallon, and access to hospitals, schools, and internet can be very limited. Alaskans are known to be resilient and resourceful, and if in need, they rely on each other, especially during emergencies or during bad weather. They help each other feed each other, they hunt for food, and just share with their families and neighbors. Alaska is also fun and unique traditions. Also have fun and unique traditions such as the Idata Road Sled Dog Race, where the mushers and their dogs travel across the state, and this is up to 1,000 miles through the icy wilderness. This celebrates both modern and historical reliance on dog sleds for transportation. Despite the isolation in some parts, Alaskans today enjoy the beauty, the culture, and the community that brings them together. Alaska is a state unlike anywhere, is a state like no other, shaped by the wild weather, ancient traditions, and people with strength and heart. We first looked at Alaska's traditions and natural wonders, and then explored the native cultures that help define us. And lastly, how Alaskans today live in close communities and overcome everyday challenges. Alaska is more than a cold piece of land. Alaska is more than a cold piece of land, but is a piece of land where nature is left alone, and lights dance in the sky, and traditions are deeply connected. Thank you.